Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video where today I'll be helping you with a super simple guide to the Terminus Easter egg, and while making it super simple for you to understand and complete. But without further delay, let's get into it. Now before we actually hop into a match, we have to make our starting loadout. You can use whatever weapon you want. I'm personally going to be using the AS Val, but this is not mandatory. But I do recommend that you guys have the GS45 pistols, or at least a zombie loadout variant, so that you can buy them off the wall. I'm currently flashing on screen the pistols that I use, the loadout I use for them, and then this will help you greatly during the boss fight of the Easter egg. Now let's talk about perks. You do not need these, however, I highly recommend that you have some of these, if not all of them, because this will make your time a lot easier during this Easter egg run. So, what you're going to want for Quick Revive is Dying Wish. It is the last upgrade for Quick Revive. However, this will basically make it so whenever you're about to go down, it will not down you and you will be invincible for 2 seconds, giving you time to get away and not actually go down. Next up, we have Vulture Aid. This one's really super simple. The first one is the best one that you need because it is very good for picking up salvage that you accidentally miss when you run by. And last but certainly not least is PhD Flopper. Now, I highly recommend that you grab the last 2 augments for this. This will make dodging zombies, especially in the boss fight, so much easier and just a nice way to get around the map a lot faster than you usually would sprinting. And now for our field upgrade. If you are doing this Easter egg solo, which I'm sure you are, the Ether Shroud upgrade is probably the best one to go for. I highly suggest that you either get the one that allows you to hold an extra capacity, or you get the one that extends the duration of Ether Shroud, as this will make one of the final steps in the Easter egg a lot easier to do and a lot more hassle-free. I also recommend that you bring in the decoy grenades, however you do not need these, and you can also bring in any lethal that you would like. You can also bring in gobblegums, however, I will not personally be using any, as I want this to be as easy as possible for you guys, so if you guys want to use them, it can help you guys greatly in this Easter egg, but if not, they are not required. So once you've loaded into your match, what you're going to want to do is go to all 3 power stations around the map to turn on power. The first one can be found right here as soon as you walk through the door. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to activate it. It's going to cost 500 points, and then you're going to have to defend it for 30 seconds. After defending it for the 30 seconds, you'll get your 500 points back, and then you can make your way on to the next power station. The second power station can be found right here, right next to Juggernog, which, again, just hold out for 30 seconds, and then it will power up. And the final power machine will be down here, right in the center of this giant laboratory. Activate it, wait 30 seconds, hold out, kill all the zombies, and then you will be good to go for the next step. After you have all 3 power stations turned on, you can now come over here and dive down into the water to this lift, where you can activate the lift, and it is going to come up top, where you are now going to be able to access Pack Punch. Once you have 500 salvage, you can then come over here to this arsenal machine and put dead wire on one of your weapons. You are going to need this very soon for the next step. So once you have dead wire on your weapon, you are going to want to come over to this lift right here next to Pack Punch, and you're going to want to buy it for 500 points. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look where I look right here, where you're going to see I am shooting for a power box. There is going to be a power box that you shoot right in this window. You're going to shoot it, and then it's going to go to the next power box. You got to be quick to shoot it. Once you shoot that, and then that one, it's going to go around the building and down towards the Juggernog machine. Once you are over here, you're going to shoot this one as well, and then there's going to be one more that you shoot right after this one, which is going to be right on the other side of the wall, and bam, just like that, this door right here has been opened. Now after you open this door, there's going to be a zombie right here on the floor that you're going to kill, and then it is going to drop a part, which you are going to then pick up and hopefully not go down like I almost did here. And then after you have this part, you are going to go to the tower where you can find the elemental pop machine, which is over this way. And then once you make it over here, there's going to be a briefcase on a table. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the interact button, and it is going to open this briefcase. Now once you open this briefcase, there are going to be a lot of vermin that spawn, so do be careful because they can corner you very easily, as you see a lot of them spawn here. Next, we'll have to find these 3 computers. The first one can be found right outside of the stamina room, right over here. Hold your interact button and the screen will turn on. The second computer location is going to be up these stairs right here across the lift. which if you come right up these stairs and go right to this corner, there's the computer. Hold the interact button to turn it on. The final computer can actually be found right down here near the tunnel that goes toward PhD. PhD machine is right over there. And then if you come to the left of it, you come right here, and there is the final computer. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is go back to that room that we unlocked with the power boxes, and you can hold the interact button, which it's going to put the multi-phase injector on top. And what you're going to do is hold the interact button again, and these symbols are going to come up. Now, there is one of two things that you can do here. You can either go up to Peck in the spawn room, which is going to cost you 5,000 points, and he will outright give you the code. Or, if you go to the link in the description, there is going to be a code solver where you can input those symbols that you saw on the computer, and it will give you the code for free. Also, feel free to come back to spawn to grab your GS45 pistols. They can be blue, they can be green. If they are blue, great. If not, it doesn't really matter all that much. And then you can pack punch these for later. So what you're going to do after you input this code is you're going to have to wait for the coordinates to be found, which it's going to search for in a couple of rounds. So until then, pack punch your pistols and just wait. Once you hear that the coordinates have been found and the coordinates have been calibrated, you can come over and pick up this part right here. And then after that, you can then head down this zip line found next to the elemental pop machine, hop into this boat, make a left, and then go straight down this little path right here. Basically, you're going to want to go through the water, and you're going to see an island with a beach with a blue orb on it. Now, once you get to this orb, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold the interact button, and it is going to place the multi-phase injector underneath it. Basically, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kill zombies, but do not kill them all too fast, because you want one of them to get struck by a blue orb. When he gets struck by the blue orb, you want to kill that zombie, hold the interact button on it to pick up the orb, and then walk it into that giant orb. So you're going to want to do this twice, and then the orb is going to move to the next island. Now, before you leave the island, you want to make sure that you grab the multi-phase injector that is still on the ground right there, and then you're going to want to hop in the boat and follow the exact direction that the orb has led you to. So basically, it went off in this direction right here toward this island, so we're going to follow it directly in the path that it went, and it is going to go up at this island. So now the orb is going to be green, and you're going to repeat the same step that you just did. Go up to the orb, hold your interact button, and it's going to then start striking zombies again, which you are going to have to fill this orb with. And it's also only going to need 2 of the orbs, and then it is going to move. After you filled up this orb again with the second zombie kill, what you're going to want to do is hop back into your boat after picking up the multi-phase injector, and you're going to want to follow the orb to the last and final island. And once you make it to this island, you're going to see it right past this boat up here. If you just keep going straight on a very small island, you're going to see that it is now a purple orb. The purple orb is the final orb that you have to do. Just do exactly what you've done before. Hold your interact button near it. Make sure you kill the purple zombie, and then walk the orb into it. Now, once you're done putting the orb into this purple sphere, what's going to happen is you're going to see your screen flash white, indicating that you did this correctly. You're then going to pick up this part right here for the Beam Smasher Wonder Weapon, and then what you're going to want to do is head back to that room where you input the code into that terminal, go into the back corner of the room, and there's going to be a spot where you can craft the Wonder Weapon.
Too smooth.
So now what you're going to want to do is look at 3 traps. Now, there is this trap, which, as you can see, is in the PhD tunnels that lead down to the laboratory. You look on the floor, there is blood there, but there is not a key card there, so that is not the correct trap. The next one is going to be over here, where you can open this door, and then you can look. There is also no key card, so this one is also not the one that you need. But there is one more, which is up by the Juggernog machine, which, as you can see here, does indeed have the key card. So this is the trap that we are going to need. So once you've located this keycard, you now know which trap you need to activate. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to activate the trap and have the Beam Smasher Wonder Weapon out and spray at the top of this trap. And what's going to drop is going to be a hard drive part, which you are going to need to give to Peck and Strauss all the way up in the spawn area. After they've given dialogue that something has been unlocked, you can then make your way down here back toward the laboratory, and you can hold the interact button on this little window right here, and it's going to open and show that there is a person trapped inside. So now that you've interacted with that pod down below, you now need the code to open it. So what you're going to do is come up to this quick revive machine right here, and there's going to be a clock in this back area. And what you need to do is look for the hour hand. And in our game, the hour hand is on 6. So our first number that we need is 6. The second number to our code is actually going to be right down here in this mess hall area, where you're going to see a playing card on this board, which for me is a 8. So far we have 6 and 8. And the final number, if you come right here, right past the Juggernaut machine, into this room, you're going to see a sign that says safety first, days since last injury, and your number there is going to be your last number. So my code is 686, but your code is going to be different as this varies every game. So after we've obtained our code, we can come back over here and interact with this little keypad, and then we can input our code. After we've input our code, I suggest that you wait a couple rounds to double pack punch any weapons that you have, preferably these pistols, because these pistols work wonder. I also suggest that you put the electric ammo mod on them, as this will greatly help you in the final boss fight as well as this upcoming boss fight. And I also suggest that you at least grab Speed Cola, Juggernog, and PhD. So once you guys are feeling confident that you guys are ready for this mini boss, what you're going to want to do is walk up to the valves on the side of this machine. If you are playing solo, you just have to walk up and interact. If you are playing with multiple people, everyone has to have a valve to interact with to start this boss fight. It's a pretty straightforward boss fight. Just keep shooting until he goes down. The second he goes down, you're going to be pulled into a cutscene, which you can either watch or you can skip. But after this cutscene is over, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump into the water right off the side of this area. And once you jump in, there's going to be a yellow key card that you will be able to see, and you're going to want to swim down and pick that up.
Hold on to that.
Now, once you've picked up the key card, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build up your points a little bit so that you can get a 3-plate vest. You're going to want the 3-plate vest anyway for the boss fight, so you might as well get it out of the way, because there is going to be a holdout coming up that you are going to want that vest for. Now is also a good time, if you don't have Speed Cola, to grab that, as you are going to be in very close quarters with these pistols, and you're going to want to be able to reload as fast as you can. So next, once you have a 3-plate vest and you have the perks that you think you will need, you're going to want to hop into this boat, and you're going to want to drive down this way toward that giant ship that you saw earlier. There's going to be 2 holes in this ship, and what you're going to want to do is go into the first hole, and then you're going to see a ladder. The ladder is usually shut, but as you get the key card, you can now climb up this ladder. As you see, as I climb here, the door is going to open and I can go inside. The second I pick up one of these, it is going to start a lockdown that's going to lock me in here. So basically what you can do is, as soon as you pick it up, you can drop it just so you can sprint, and then you can do the holdout in this room. So once you finish this lockdown step, you'll be rewarded with a max ammo. After you pick up your max ammo, you're going to want to pick up that canister that you had earlier, or that pipe, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drop back down this hole, hop into this boat, and you're going to want to go to one of 3 locations on the map. So what you're going to want to do is do what I do, make a right out of this hole on the boat, and then you're going to follow to the end of that island over there. Basically, over on this island is one of the spots that could spawn where you could put this pipe. And as you can see, the pipe is already here, which means this is not one of those spots. So I'm going to now go to the next spot, which is going to be over by the elemental pop machine down below, as you can see here. And I'm going to jump up there, clear the way of zombies, and then I'm going to hold my interact button here to then repair it and put the pipe in place. Now, once you've placed one of those pipe pieces down, you can then come back into the room where you did the holdout, pick up the second piece, hop back down to the boat, and then head to the area I'm showing right here near the PhD room, where if you, instead of going down the tunnel to PhD, if you make a left and go toward this way and open this door right here, you can then go down and hug this right wall, where you will see the second area where you are going to put this pipe. Now, once you finish this step, you're going to hear dialogue from Sam, And what you're going to do is wait for Sam to finish her dialogue. As soon as she's done with her dialogue with Strauss, what you're going to want to do is go up to the spawn room, where you are now going to be able to pick up a laptop. And basically what you're going to want to do here is take the laptop and then make your way back down toward this area right here. So what you're going to want to do after you pick up the laptop from Strauss and Peck is you're going to want to come down here and hop into the boat you either used before or buy a new boat. My boat was actually very damaged, so I ended up buying a new one for 500 points. However, what you want to do when you are here is you're going to want to hop into the boat and then ride your way toward these life buoys. So what you're going to want to do is get decently close, hop off of driving the boat, and just sit on the front. And what you're going to want to do is hold your interact button when you're close, and then it's going to start hacking the life buoy. Now what you're going to want to do here is you're going to have to do this to 3 different buoys. So what you're going to want to do is go follow the path I'm going to the other 2 buoys, and don't worry about the parasites, as the parasites will not be able to do enough damage to down you because you have Jug. So you will be fine for this step. Just follow where I go towards the 2nd buoy, and then the 3rd buoy. So what you're going to want to do after you've hacked this final buoy is you're going to want to hightail it as fast as you can into the lab underneath by following this path that I take here into this cave, which will lead you directly into the lab. Now this step can be a little rough because this step is the do or die step. Basically 3 bombs are going to be armed and you're going to have to defuse all 3 of them, and if you fail to defuse all 3 of them, it's going to be game over. However, this shouldn't matter too much because we have our decoy grenade and we also have our ether shroud. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop off the boat right here, and we're going to run directly to this right over here, and we're going to start defusing. So basically there's 3 in this area. They're all in a very tight packed area, which is very good. And as of the latest patch, they actually made it so that when you defuse it, it will keep its progress even when you hop off it. Before you had to hold down the button on it and not able to get off it, because if you got off of it, it would reset completely. But now that it does not do that, it makes the step a lot easier. So after you finish defusing the first bomb, what you're going to want to do is then make your way over to the other side of this down platform, which is going to lead you to the other one. What I recommend doing is I recommend you run over to it like I did, start defusing it, and if you think a lot of zombies are coming, you can throw your decoy down over in the opposite direction, distract them so that you can finish this bomb. Once that one's defused, there's only one left to go, which is going to be up top. So you're going to want to run up top, and as we said, we still have our ether shroud ability. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop it, and then we're going to hold the interact button on this final bomb, which is going to then finish this step.
Apocalypse protocol deactivated.
So before we start the final step, which is the boss fight step, I highly recommend that you pack punch your pistols to pack 3, you have dead wire on them, and you also have them of gold rarity. I also recommend you wait until round 25 at the bare minimum. This way you can come out to this boat out here and get to the Der Wonderfizz machine, where you then can pick up all of the other perks that you do not have. last thing I recommend that you guys bring in is going to be a chopper gunner. If you guys can get a chopper gunner, that's great. If not, it isn't needed. However, it will greatly help you cut down the time that it will take to beat this boss. Once you guys are fully prepared to take on this boss fight, you can then come down here toward the melee macchiato machine, and then you can activate this door right here, which is going to then put you into the boss fight. So these pistols are actually going to be huge for this boss fight. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to just shoot the boss. It does not matter if you hit on the pimple part of his body. As you can see, my bullets do the same damage no matter where I hit him. That's just how strong these pistols are. But this guy has a damage cap, so this is currently what the damage is for these pistols. But it still does work wonders. As you can see, we are melting him with health. So also, what you're also going to want to do is you're going to want to be wary of your points. It does cost 5,000 points to get more ammo, but it doesn't matter because as long as zombies spawn, and since we have the PhD slider, we can just slide into zombies and we don't even have to worry about using our weapon to actually kill them. And then because of that, and we have Vulture Aid, we can then get bullets back for the gun. So it doesn't really matter all too much, just damage him until he goes into his second phase. So after you've done enough damage to him, he is going to go into his second phase. You'll know he's going into his second phase when it says he has damage, and he goes into the water. When this happens, you're just going to need to hold out against zombies. Just kill them, get your points up, and then if you need to, you can buy ammo. Once he comes back out of the water, you're going to want to hit him in a very specific area. You're going to want to hit him in his mouth. So as you can see, he's starting to glow red, and now you are going to do very little damage if you shoot him anywhere but the mouth. So the mouth is going to be where you can hit him for the max amount of damage. Also, keep in mind that this max ammo in the middle of the screen will disappear. I actually thought that it would stay indefinitely, but it will start blinking and it can disappear. So just use your ammo as fast as you can on this guy so that you can pick up the max and get more ammo back. So midway during the second phase, what's going to happen is he's going to stop glowing red, at which point if you have a bullet weapon that isn't the GK5 pistol, you're going to want to shoot him in the tentacles. But if you do have them, it doesn't matter where you shoot them. You can shoot him in the face, you can shoot him in the tentacles. It doesn't matter where you shoot him, you're going to be doing the same amount of damage everywhere. Now when he goes immune for his third and final phase, you're going to want to watch out, as amalgams are going to spawn, which they're not that bad if you have these pistols, because look at that, he's already dead in less than a clip from his gun. So that's a quick way to take out the amalgams, but there are going to be, I believe, 2 that spawn. That was the one that spawned at the beginning of this little holdout, and at the end of it, there's going to be another one. So the final phase is actually a lot better than it sounds. It is not that difficult. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to watch out for 2 attacks. There's going to be one attack, which you're going to see him do right here, where he opens his mouth and his tongue is going to come out. When that happens, he can grab you with his tongue and pull you into his mouth. So you want to watch out for that attack. And the other attack is going to be an AoE attack, where he's going to do a giant orb above his head. So if you're behind one of these 2 things, he won't be able to damage you. So what I recommend doing is taking your chopper gunner out, going into one of those corners behind those machines, and then just beaming him for the last of his health. So once you are done with this boss fight, you are going to be pulled into a cutscene, where afterwards you are going to receive the calling card, the weapon charm, and the operator skin for completing this Easter egg. I hope this guide was decently helpful for you, as I enjoyed making it. And feel free to stick around to the end to learn how to get a free Dark Ops calling card, since we're already in here and we might as well get it since we've already done the hard. So what you're going to want to do if you want a Dark Ops calling card is there is one called Armed to the Teeth, where you have to have 3 weapons that are completely pack-punched to level 3 rarity. You're also going to want an ammo mod on each one of them, and you're also going to want your knife. So what you're going to want to do is pick up one of these weapons here, pick up the tier 3 crystal, and then you're also going to want to pick up one of these ammo mods for the weapon. Then you're going to want to pull your knife out and do the exact same thing. Pick up this ether tool, pick up this golden crystal, and then you're also going to want to pick up one of the ammo mods. And after that, you should be awarded with the calling card Armed to the Teeth. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys enjoyed watching the video and you guys learned something new, maybe hit that subscribe button, maybe hit the like button, and or maybe hit that notification button. But alright, I hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day. See ya.